So when I speak, I had people that will back me up. They will say, "Oh, hey, man, be careful," especially this comedy speaking. So that's how went on. Though we had issues, but guess what? We handled it pretty much. I handled it because my platoon second platoon was the best at the end of our cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you got to your first duty station, what was your first duty station after basic and AIT?
So this is my first duty station after I got out from AIT, basic and AIT, 44 Medical Brigade HSC. That's I've been here over little over 2 years. So yeah.
Okay, so when you first got here, uh, did you have like a sponsor, anything showing you around and stuff like that?
That's a very good question. So in AIT you have to go into the ACT tracker and look for your sponsor, communicate with your sponsor. So I did that, and but I never got back a response back from my sponsor. So I just came here like that. So he later contacted me when I was already on my way to here. He got my number when I was at the airport about to board to come here. He called me, say, "Hey, so this Kum, this is so and so. I'm gonna be a sponsor. I know you email me, but yeah, I'm gonna be a sponsor." So on my way here, I already knew that he was gonna pick me up at the airport.
I got you.
Yeah. So when I got here, we were not allowed to be picked up by POV. So we had a bus took us to reception. So I told him I was going to be at the reception. They, dro- they dropped me off at the reception. He came and met me there. And at that time, he was in BLC. He was attending his BLC. So
Mhm.
when I came here, he showed me around. I in process with S1 and all that. Yeah, he showed me around. He told me what I needed to do and things like that. And I want to say he squared me away because at that time he just bought his house. And he was like, since you're here, you're a specialist, you're married, and I want you to, within this time frame, I want you to buy a house. Don't stay in the apartment for too long. So yeah, within say 6 months, he really helped me out, and I bought a house within that time frame. So yeah.
I got you. So leadership. I want to get into leadership. So, uh, from Sergeant Coon, what is a good leader to Sergeant Coon? What qualities do they have? What do they do? Who explain them as what type of leader? What is a good leader to you?
Um, a good leader to me, I've been here 2 years, little about 2 years, and I've seen a lot of leadership. I work in the S3 shop where you have all those officers, majors, and all that, and E7s. A good leader to me, like I always tell people that before before we became uh, soldiers, before we are soldiers, we are human. So a good leader to me is somebody who has compassion. For just forget what the army defines leadership. I'm not saying that that's irrelevant. It's relevant. I'm just saying as a person dealing with other people, you need to have a compassion. You need to listen to your soldiers' cries and be ready to direct them, motivate them, not only to accomplish what you're telling them, but to also help build them up from what you expect or what you see that will benefit them, not only in the military, but when they get out of the military and back home. So a good leadership is somebody who follows up. If you set goals for your soldiers, you need to follow up those goals. Constantly checking in on your soldiers, not only when they're reporting to work, but on their families too. It's a when you say a good leader, it's a very broad topic, but when you have compassion, I think that's it says it all about you. You can lead with compassion. If you don't have compassion, I don't see how you'll be able to to persuade somebody into doing something that would be to the benefit of the unit or to accomplish a mission.
I got you. So, you guys has kind of met Sergeant Coom. You got to know his background, uh, some of his experiences and stuff like that. Make sure you guys follow the podcast on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Soldier Talk the Podcast. Uh, Make sure you guys go to Amazon and purchase my book. You can just search for DeAndre McPherson, and my book should come up. Growing up in the Army. Uh, and yeah, so this has been another episode. So in closing, Sergeant Coom, you got anything you want? You got any type of advice so far as a brand new soldier coming into the Army? What type of advice would you give them coming into the Army?
So, like I said, I never had any prior knowledge joining the army, picking my MOS, and I the advice I would give to a brand new soldiers coming into the army, it will be just be yourself and respect yourself and respect each other, respect your leadership. I mean, if you respect yourself and respect your leadership, it's going to take you to high heights. And yeah, know what why you joined the army, and set your goals and make sure you achieve them. Yeah, that's what I would advise them to.
Okay, so this has been another episode of Soldier Talk the Podcast, and I'll see you guys at formation.